Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Ragtimer channel. Good to have you here. Good to see a few of the usuals joining us here. So hello there, Alex Beck, Celestial Caboose, ZVK, Garth Johnson, and Nick from Vegas. Good to have you here tonight. We're going to be playing around on Birdtown a bit. And what do I mean by Birdtown? Well, I mean the currently under development new version of Birdtown that, as you can see, is kind of ginormous. And we're going to be playing around with it. We got a lot of cars to deliver. So we're going to hang out, check out all this new stuff, and have you along for the ride. We'll see if other folks join us here, but got a lot of mods that we have installed. Going to check out a lot of track mods and stuff and go from there. We are currently in what I call the era save, where we're at the early days, where we still have just these itty-bitty 440s, and we'll probably upgrade them at some point, but I also want to have the money to do that. We're trying not to cheese it with buying stuff in Sandbox. Hello there, Nathan Lee, Curly Haired Ghost, and Dead Soul over on Twitch. Good to have you here. So, gonna go and move these engines over. We've got a crossover switch just over here, so we're gonna go ahead and probably back down the way here so that we can get over to back down to normal ELO location, and then head back to Whittier. For those who again are new, we're working on Birdtown. Birdtown is this massive cluster, and we have a lot of cars to deliver. Currently only have track from East Whittier to Ela, but you can see there's a few other mods that we have installed, some stuff we've really showed off yet. May or may not get to that today, but we'll see how it goes. I also, not gonna lie, I'm a little tired this evening. I just spent a few days kind of off-site for my job, doing some things, but I was able to sneak over to the Strasburg Railroad today and at least see what Strasburg's up to. So I got to see the number 89 from Strasburg come in with the last train of the day. And then I did go to the Strasburg train shop, and your boy Angry has some new equipment from the Strasburg train shop. They were selling some AMS AccuCraft. Well, I guess AMS is his own company, but F-scale Garden Railroad equipment, and they're selling it as steel. So Angry got 2 cars for $200 total. So good day, very good day. Gary, good to see you. Thanks for kind of keeping tabs and stuff. We'll see what happens here throughout the afternoon and evening. So, as we come around here, you'll see we're basically at upper Birdtown. So we're up on this hill. We've got a few different industries kind of around here, and as we make our way around to the turnaround loop, you can see that there's a lot of industries. So, obviously in Conley Creek's normal. Whittier, we have the Hollowfield Oil. We've got Stenzel. We have the Whittier Paper Mill, the Whittier Sawmill. Now at Ela, we have the Carolina Charcoal Company, which is located, I believe it's down there somewhere. Yeah, it's down there. We have engine service facility, which you'll see around the corner here. We have Ela Farm Supply, the old favorite. We've got the Ela Rail Ties Company, Ela Steam and Electric, Ela Tractor Supply, the Hogley Wogley Cannery, Jameson Meats, Pisswasser Brewery, funny name, Tuckasegee River Valley Co-op, and Tuckasegee Spirits. We also have the Cherokee Coal Mine, and then Birdtown proper. We have Birdtown Cement, Birdtown Chocolate, and Birdtown Iron. So, needless to say, we have a lot. So, now that we've come around the loop, we're going to go ahead and head down to the tunnel here. Now, if you think that we need to upgrade our locomotives on stream today, so that we don't have just these itty-bitty 440s have a little bit more power, do let me know in the comments. Obviously, we're trying to do this as like a natural progression, so we're not going to go and get the like C25 off bat, or not even C25, like a Santa Fe or something like that. So, let me make sure that I am not in. Yeah, make sure I'm in the rest rest of this. But basically, when we go through, we do have equipment we could buy. We have probably the next thing that would make the most sense for us, either to get a small switching locomotive. We have the G16 Mogul. We have the T17 10-wheeler, aka the two-starter locomotives. We also could theoretically get like the A23, like get a much beefier 440. So again, kind of let me know in the comments what you want to see. We also have a Pennsy-lined A23, which could be very cool to see. But we're trying to have it be progressive that, you know, we're not going to bum rush to the biggest locomotives in the game. We're going to take our time to get there and use our in-game currency to do that. So all sorts of stuff. Arctic Grey Wolf, hello. ZVK, new equipment equals new debt. Yes. And y'all can then joke about Angry going back to paying down the debt the whole time. PML Batman says, time-lapse my garden railroad. I am actively working to get the materials to start going vertical on that. Obviously, getting a couple of cars today was fun. I did learn something the hard way, though, and that is that your AccuCraft or AMS equipment has a higher coupler height than the Bachmann K27. So, you know, I had plans of just, you know, like filming a little video of it running around in circles today, but the coupler heights are probably like an inch off of each other. All the the AMS stuff is compatible, and it's so cool. Like, I've never had AMS equipment before, but the AMS stuff actually has working cut levers, and it's not just like a little clip button you press. You actually have a pin that drops. It's so freaking cool, and I'm really excited. So I got a Denver Rear Grand Western high-sided Gone, and then I got a Conoco tank car in F-scale. So very exciting, very excited for that. So should be good. Curlyhead Ghost said, just keep adding 440s for an army of them. That's not a bad idea. But do I get the more modern 440, or do I stick with the old ones? Nickel Plate Road 777, you should go full base and unleash Mogul supremacy. Mark Ophone has, I hope I pronounced that correctly, has anyone done a YouTube video of a review of Railroader played on a Steam OS play device recently? Isn't like the last 3 months. I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. You know, I can't speak for that, but all right, let's give a little more beans here as we head down. And for those of you who might be new, who's checking out stuff, I usually do a thing that if anyone does donate, whether it's memberships or things, then I have to play the game in first person, which means that my life becomes a living hell for a bit. Because not that it's bad, but it just adds another level of complexity. But for now, we're going to take a look at these pretty little locomotives as we track. This is a modded locomotive. These are the A12s you can find on Nexus Mods. Bandit saying, "Oh, are we up to moguls yet?" We were just discussing whether we should try to get like the G16 or, you know, stuff like that. You know, or whether we go for like the small moguls. So, you know, let me know. Sadie Crank Brock, will you ever show us Bud RD? I'm assuming you meant RDC passenger service. I have showed that off in other streams. This particular save, we're starting off kind of with the older locomotive types. So like starting with the antique 440s, and over time our equipment on this railroad will slowly upgrade. So RDCs are in here. So if we go down to buy, I forget where they're hiding. Yeah, the RDCs are in here. But that is a much higher level in there of when we will eventually unlock those. Many years away, if so. But yes, we do intend on using them for passenger service when we get to that. So. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead, kind of roll through. Oh, what's happening? And ZVK, you evil devil, saying, speak of the devil for 20 minutes of first person, please. Well, thank you. So I guess that means I have to be first person. Let me go ahead and set a timer here. You'll also notice that the main line between Ela and Whittier is now double tracked. That was made by Rex as part of this overall Birdtown mod. So, gives us a little more flexibility. So if someone's working, let's say, upper Birdtown, and someone's then working lower Birdtown, so it does give you a little bit more operational flexibility. So you can do more stuff, have more trains running. Thank you again. I will mention, this is my birthday week, so the boy Angry's getting older. So I will be going on one final trip in the spring to celebrate my birthday down at Disney World. So I'll try to stream tonight and Thursday, but then I'll be out for the weekend while potentially foaming the Walt Disney World Railroad and drinking around the world at Epcot. So that $20 you just donated to me, CVK, is going to go towards a drink that I will drink in your honor at Epcot this week. So thank you, Sadie and Bandit and CVK. Your birthday was last Friday. Well, happy late birthday. There's CVK. All right, so we're coming down into to Whittier proper. We're going to go ahead and turn around on the Y up here once we get up there. I am wondering, though, should we go ahead and try to get a slightly stronger engine? Because here's the thing. The engine we have is a 440 with 12,000 pounds of tractive effort. The G16 at least gives us 4,000 more pounds of tractive effort. Or, we may have... so my voice keeps coming in and out. It goes from very loud to soft. Not sure what's up with that. I will try to make sure that my voice is close to the mic. I know that sometimes when I turn, it does things. But let me go ahead and turn the gain up just a hair. So hopefully that'll fix that here. Okay. But yeah, do we get the G16? Do we just say we want big American 440 and we go for the American? Like the big 440? That's going to double our tractive effort, which could be really helpful trying to go up to Birdtown with long trains, because our next cut that we have is pretty freaking massive. So let me know what we should do here, because basically the options are we can either probably sell one of these two to get the A23, or we go for the G16. And either way, I'll have to take out a little bit of debt on the save, but we can do that because that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Correct, Bandit. This would not be a drop-in. This is a purchase. This is to make the railroad suffer, and I think I like that idea. So let's go ahead. Let's reverse back. And let's go ahead. We're going to sell one of these two engines and get the 260. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And JSJ's here. Hello, JSJ. If you're around, please let me know. We can get you in here. Man, people are split. Some people are saying definitely get the 260, and some are saying no, big American, go all west. Am I violating Rule G? Yes, I am, and I am proudly doing that. I have a beverage that is delicious, and hopefully will keep me out of trouble, but, this will not be a stream where if people donate, I will drink. I will not be doing that tonight because I do have work tomorrow. Oh, crap. Let me in. 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 There we go. Bandit, I don't... Go Skookum. Well, I don't want to go like too big too quickly. Skookum would be cool, but I'm thinking maybe just the two. I think just the 260. I think we're gonna have to do that. Bandon is my spiritual advisor. You know, I'm taking what you say to heart. Okay. So let's go ahead. We'll slow down. We're going to go ahead and get this locomotive. And, hey, it's Rex! Celebrating membership for 8 months, saying get the S23. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sell this in East Whittier. And then, yeah. All right, so we're going to sell no SD60. No, we're not doing the SD60, Rex. All right. Damn it, I can't get on these locomotives to save my life. Let's go. All right. All right. Rex, did you even give me the SD60? No, we do have the FP or F40 PH from Amtrak. Oh wait, no, I do have SD60s in here. We're not getting that. And I'm thinking, suffer with G16s and A12s until 1900. I think that might be the way to go. You know, I'm good with getting a G16 or two. All right, so hopefully that switch is sprung, so we can go ahead, kick through that. All right, so we have the yard lead coming in. Eventually, we'll also have to do some logging, and logging will be definitely helped by a G16. Skookum only has 27,000 pounds. Well, I'll expect the whole point of this save is to basically have errors that each stream we basically progress forward in time a little bit, so that way we can get bigger and better locomotives over time. So, you know, we're starting off at the very, very early days, but yeah, I'm thinking a T17 might not be a bad idea for next stream, but for today we might just go with the 260. So let's go ahead, back this into where we can sell it. And then you can see we've got this giant rake of cars. Some of it's going to Whittier, some of it's going to Birdtown. So that's the plan. £90 rail, max axle weight 500 or 57,000 pounds, no big engines. Yeah, we're not doing big engines for a while at least. And what is this? That doesn't look right. Okay. Correct. A Tom Thumb mod would not be out of place. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and leave that there. Let's go ahead and buy a 260. Get that G16. Do I want it with a different tender, though? No, I'm going to go stock. Let's go stock on this. So let's make sure I have money. Oh, do I have to reopen the save? Yeah, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to fix this real quick here. Did I update Lego stuff? I don't know. Whatever you gave me last is what it was, so. Go ahead, get the save reloaded here. And just like magic, we're back. All right, let's go ahead and buy this puppy, but I need to get about $2,000 in loans. Okay. Where is the G16 mogul? Okay. Okay, here we are. Alrighty, so let's make this pretty. So we do have a lot of things here. Let's see, we could do, what do we want? Big cab number, little cab number. Ooh, I like that actually. Let's do that with a small cab number. And then let's do marker lamps at the front. Cab lining, cylinder lining, dome lining. Do I want the dome lining? Yeah, why not? Okay. Walkway lining, yes. The pilot lining, yes. Do I want white walls? Let's not do white walls. Headlight boards. Okay, let's call this... What are we going to call this one, folks? The, part of me wants to call it the Punisher just to be stupid, but... I'm going to call it the General Stonewall. Oh, is it not going to switch on there? Oh, that's right. It's a different one. Let's go ahead and switch to my favorite bell. Let's do black and white on the lettering. Actually, no, I really like gold. So let's do gold real quick here. 8E6400. And then, yeah, that'll be a nice white. And then let's change the whistle. We have a lot of whistles. We're going to do a Crosby 3. Let's do a Tweetsy and just see how it sounds. Oh, I'm sorry, that's it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, and this is going to be called the General Stonewall. And he's going to appreciate that whenever he gets here. All right, so then we have the tender. And the tender, let's just do... Actually, yeah, let's... I do like having the tender numbering. I do like that just to be something different. Let's go ahead, put markers on there. Add the deck paint. Maybe, do we add lining? Yeah, it's the old time. We can do that. Okay, tender specs. Let's do that. And then... Again, let's do 8E6400, which is my favorite gold to work with here. Wonder, can I do lining with this? I love this. Okay, back to the engine. Let's go to here. Yeah, let's change this up. So no more cab number. And then let's do center cap lettering. How do I do that? Let's see. Let's see. Can I do... Let's see. Let's get this. And if you all have recommendations for what I should do, definitely let me know in the comments here. But maybe we just have it say... Yeah, let's do that, and then I'm going to take away the upper lettering and just have it be that. Yeah, I like that, actually. I like that a lot. Let's run with this. But we already... We'll keep the number 1 for right now. All right, we've got a whistle. We've got all that. I think we're good. Okay. We do need to put some coal and water in here, because that's the one thing that could be tricky for us. So, oh, I forgot the tender deck. So let's quickly fix that, shall we? Let's see. I'm thinking a nice red. It might not be the worst idea for this. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, crap. Let me in. Let me in. Okay. Okay. So, looking out here, We had a couple of sawmill cars, so let's go ahead and switch those in just so it's done. And thank you, Gary and Arctic, for catching those. Mark O'Phone says, heard a rumor that track conditions will be a future quality of life game increase. We'll have to update track. That is interesting. That would be cool to learn more of. I know that there's also apparently a narrow gauge mod, which for me being a narrow gauge guy is kind of cool, and would love to see how that ends up happening. All right, let's go ahead, switch those so we can grab it, and then keep that, but then switch. Well, I don't think we can get over there from here, so yeah, we have to go down the main. Okay. Yeah, we'll grab those, we'll deliver them, that way it's done, and then we'll go get some more Birdtown cars. All right, that actually looks... Do I want the white or do I want the gold for the... No, I think we'll keep the white for now. Okay, let's see. And Jonathan Coleman saying, Rex, there are 2 buildings that are still away from the Baldwin Locomotive Works. Cool. PML Batman says, time for the depth. Yes, and CVK says, cab number 69. Oh, boy. No, we're not going to do the funny for that, CVK. Good try, though. Okay. So let's go ahead. Yeah, and Alex, I agree. Red does look really nice on tender decks. So let's see. We need to get this gone. Handbrake off, which is right. Schmear. And let's go ahead, get this delivered, and then we'll go back to Birdtown. Yeah, because over here we've got cars blocking. Yeah, we have pulpwood cars blocking that. At some point we also have to do a plaster run, but may not really do that for a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead, back these cars up. We'll go ahead and make the delivery. Looks like I've got 2 minutes left to my first person here. I'll give another minute or so just because of having to switch to get the things to work correctly. Alright, let's go. Alright, so off we go into the Wild Blue yonder. And I know people always ask, well, Ragtime, are you going to have this be in a mod pack at some point? The answer is yes. However, you know, again, this is the Birdtown that we're playing with is very much early days of the mod, so we'll see. We'll see when it gets ready to release, but it might be a bit. Do we have an idea of when Birdtown 2.0? Let's put it like this. Whenever I hop on board, usually Rex or somebody is like, hey, I've got an update, you know. So, you know, we'll see when, but like everything, you can't rush perfection, people. So, Rex, and I know he has Grizz, I think 1321 is the username. He has Latom and a few other people that are also helping him, and I know he's got a community of folks that are doing stuff. So give them time to work on it. And Rex is saying in chat we're about 65 to 70% done. So I'm sure by the time I stream this next, there will probably be an update out for it, so you can be like, haha. No. So, have I reached my goal for the roundhouse? You know, I sometimes feel like I don't know if I should keep that up on the screen. But for those who are wondering, there is a little, I'll put it up. There's a little counter as part of this overall G-scale / F-scale layout that's coming together. I would really love to have a F-scale turntable and then an F-scale roundhouse that I could then put my equipment in. And y'all funded the turntable, which is in the works to get produced, and then we're close to having enough for an F-scale turntable. Oh, I'm sorry, an F-scale roundhouse. That'd be 5 stalls to basically hold whatever equipment I throw at it. we're pretty close to the goal. Up at the top, you can see we're at about 86% of the way there. Again, any donations you all give go towards that. And eventually will then lead to some more content here on the channel, because I will be filming that as it gets built, and then we'll see some more model train things. But and that's the alarm for the first person. I'm going to give you another 2 minutes just because we had to end a little premature, or stop prematurely for some of the stuff in there. But yeah, if you do decide to donate, much appreciated, not expected, but definitely helps out with the cause. And what is F-scale? Oh, Celestial, you have no idea what you have just unlocked for all of us. I might need to go into first person for this. Okay, or third person. So, most people are aware of what G scale is. G is quote-unquote garden scale, and like LGB... Oh, wrong whistle. There we go. LGB, Aristocraft, USA Trains, and a bunch of them make G scale. And I think it's also nicknamed like 45 millimeter or gauge 1. But that's the stuff you usually see outdoors in gardens running around, like the bigger stuff. It's bigger than O scale, bigger than HO, all of that. F scale was basically the response to, well, LGB is running stuff at like 1 to 22.5, which is the scale. Delton makes it at 1 to 24. Some companies like MTH or USA Trains make their equipment at like 1 to 29 or 1 to 32, which all is technically garden scale, but a lot of it's also, again, LGB driven. And LGB is mainly modeled after meter gauge. So all of their stuff is basically put in for meter trains that they're trying to represent in their scales. So then the American market especially said, well, we want, meter gauge is close to like American narrow gauge, but it is not American narrow gauge. It is very much, just slightly off. We want something that is true narrow gauge to represent 3 feet between the rails. So thus was born F scale, or what is also known as FN3. So that's F scale, where you're then representing like American narrow gauge or 3-foot railroading. So the scale, as Garion just put here in chat, at least for YouTube, is 1 to 20.3. So it's true 3 feet between the rails. Everything's beefed up in size. So it's the big stuff, but it's good. It's like also very high quality, which also means that it's expensive. So Ragtimer is potentially slightly foolish for trying to go into it, but is when you're passionate about something, whoop, we're gonna move that over here real quick. You follow your passion, and my passion is for the White Pass in Yukon and for the Rio Grande. Obviously, I work for the Broad Top, but I see that every day. I don't need to model it in my own backyard. So F scale is, is that. So I will show you. I'm going to put it on Imgur real quick, and I'm going to drop the link in both YouTube and Twitch. But this is the detail on one of the cars that I bought today. And basically, where the trade show I was at was near, the Strasbourg Railroad. So I went in, saw the last train of the day for the Bird come in, and then went to the Strasbourg train shop, and they had some AMS American Model Supply cars, which go really well with AccuCraft and some of like the real good F-scale stuff. But normally these cars retail anywhere for $200 to $400. They had a normal price of like $170, and they were on sale for $100 a pop. So it was kind of like, it's stupid not to get them at that point, because the deal was really good and there was nothing wrong with them. So you can see in that Imgur link that I just posted, that is the end box of it. So that's for the Conoco tank car. I also got a, as I said, a Rio Grande high side gondola. So I don't know if I have any photos of the Gon that I can easily put on Imgur or anything for people to see, but this is like, I have an F-scale engine now with the Bachmann 1 to 20.3 K27. Unfortunately, again, the coupler heights don't match, so I wasn't able to really run it around my loop of track I have right now. And people are wondering, wait, loop of track? I literally have a loop of track in my basement just as a circle, just to run stuff when I want. So, exactly, Brandon. Even if it goes wrong, I can flip it and get some cash back. The nice thing is, like, some of the model railroad stuff is almost like an investment where it pretty much holds its value. So, like, F-scale stuff, even though I've seen, like, a lot of older stock, it still holds price. So, worst case scenario, if I'm like, I can't do this anymore, I'm getting out of F-scale, I could probably sell each car for $200, or at least, so I can make money back on it. Not that I plan on that, but I really want to, make this Garden Railroad, which was a childhood dream of mine, come to life. And it's going to be exciting to see what happens. So, yeah, Rex, that's a good comparison. It's like O27 stuff to O-gauge. Like, it's the smaller stuff going to bigger, better quality, a little more detail, that sort of thing. Like, there's one engine that, at the risk of sounding greedy, is really, like, on my radar of, if I could afford it, I probably would have bought it by now. And I will put the link again in the chats for people to see. But unfortunately, it's not in the cards right now, because what am I trying to do? Get the roundhouse and also pay down the debt. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead, back up, and get some coal and water in this thing before we forget. Let's see. So let's go ahead and do that, because I keep forgetting that. But this is the engine that, like, if I had the money today, I would have bought it by now. But one day I would love to see it running on my layout. So this is an AccuCraft C18. And with a lot of this garden stuff, you can either get it for live steam, or you can get it for electric. And eventually, I'm pretty sure I will have some live steam stuff, but for now, I'm sticking with electric because I want to make my layout DCC, have the locomotives have nice sounds, that sort of stuff. Okay, is that all we have? Yeah, that's all we have for coal. So we have to be very conservative with our coal usage, apparently, until our hopper comes back. And also, this red is maybe not as deep as I want it to be. Oh, I missed that spout quite a bit. Let's just shove back to make my ADHD. There we go. ADHD fit. So we'll go ahead and fill up on water. But yeah, this locomotive... I've told this story before, so again, apologies for those who are watching who are like, "Whoa, you sound like a broken record." The stuff I'm getting for my layout is stuff that I have some sort of sentimental attachment to. And what do I mean by that? Well, growing up, I was very fortunate to have a grandfather who was my main influence in getting into trains. And he passed away... oh my God, almost 4 years ago to the date. And I miss him terribly. But anyways, his big thing was we would do an annual train trip. And he would then take me to another corner of the U.S. and we would ride behind, preferably steam, just go to see tourist railroads, take train rides. We would do the usual, rail fan thing of tracing the trains and taking photos, going on charters together. And it really, looking back, was incredible what he was willing and able to do for me. But we took a number of trips out to Colorado, which is how I learned about this wild thing called narrow gauge. And on our very last trip out there together, which was in 2019, we did a charter on the Cumbres and Toltec with the friends of the Cumbres and Toltec that they took the 315 out of Antonito and ran it all the way from Antonito to Chama, doing photo run-bys with a freight train of a couple of high-side gons, box cars, I think one tank car, and a caboose. And, he was definitely slowing down by that point, but we were able to spend a lot of time together, and, that was maybe like our 5th or 6th time running the C&TS, but having the C18, number 315 running, that was like our last hurrah on that railroad together. And sorry if my voice gets shaky. It's one of those happy memories that I think about sometimes. So the stuff I want to have on my railroad wants to be kind of representative of the stuff he and I did together. So the trains that we actually rode behind, the equipment, the railroad, that sort of stuff. So, that C-18, was, a very memorable one. And that model is truly incredible. AccuCraft obviously is high quality, but having the blue NAMI chip in it means that it also has very good sound, the synchronized chuffing. It doesn't have a smoke unit, but that can always be added on later. But again, just something that when I'm running the train, I can think back on my grandfather a little bit. Kind of remember those trips that we used to do to Colorado. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Sorry to get sentimental there, but that's one that if I had the money, I would have probably bought by now. But that ain't happening anytime soon. So I'm hoping in a few months. I'm still waiting on a few payments to come through for some musical gigs that I did this past month. And once they do, credit card will almost be paid off. And I want to just wait to pay it off before I go ham and buying other stuff. So, maybe someday. And if maybe not that engine, maybe another one in the future. So, yep. Alrighty, so with all that, let's go ahead. I probably undershot that switch, right? Actually, oh, god damn it. Let's see. Let's go ahead. So we have a couple of cars that are here for Whittier. I can drop off the stencil. Let's just go ahead. I'm going to move these and we'll switch them later. Because the video title says we're going to check out Birdtown, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go check out Birdtown together. And Tony 2013, thank you for the $10. Paired. I love how obviously I see the sticker in YouTube. Thank you, but the thing it comes up to in freaking Streamlabs is like pair character jumping up and down saying #1 fan. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move these cars out of the way, and then we're going to take this stuff up to Birdtown. Because we got stuff for the coal mine. We got stuff for some other places. Okay, let's just go ahead and put a handbrake on that. And then I think these couple of cars here need to just move. Yeah. Is Birdtown based on a real place? I believe the answer is no. But it was a mod that had been worked on by someone named Nick, and then Rex kind of took it over once, as I understand it, Nick just kind of stopped developing for it. So, Rex has been working on that ever since. And Brandon, I'm glad to hear. Definitely cherish those memories, because once they're gone, they're really meaningful. All right. Let's go ahead, get these cars moving. We're going to stick them in front of the antique kettles here. I still think I'm going to be struggling up the hill with this giant train, but, at least we have that. Alrighty. And obviously you can see there's a lot of really cool repaints for a lot of the equipment here in this. There's the accurate... I think you call it Accurate Data mod on Nexus, or Accurate Freight Car mod, and then they have a lot of skins. So, it makes the whole world just a lot more realistic. So, the Banger and Rustuk, and other stuff. Thank you, Rex, for chiming in on that, because I was mainly going on what I think you had told me, but I might be wrong. You never know. Okay. So I should be able to get all these cars in. And then You see, we have a lot of stuff for Cherokee Coal. There's also a lot of other industries here, too. So this will also let me kind of learn a little bit more about what's actually in Birdtown, because literally Rex kind of gave it to me and said, here it is, have fun. And I don't know where everything is yet. So okay. So let's see here. I think we're far enough in. Let's go ahead, put a 10-pound set on. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of space. Has anyone ever run multiplayer with players versus brakemen for individual boxcars when sorting that? Or is that beyond Railroader's capabilities? No, it's definitely doable. In fact, depending on when, like, Rex or Midland or some of the other people who have played with me before, we've sometimes done it where, you know, you can't just spawn equipment in. You have to, you know, run it, you know, realistically, tying down handbrakes and, you know, not just everyone has their own locomotive, but have realistic train crews. And we did a little bit of that last stream, too, with Rex. But, you know, you could definitely do it that way if you want to. And I'm thinking that in the near future, I know the White Pass Mafia members, or the channel members on both Discord and YouTube, we are overdue for a game night together. And I think it'd be really fun to have them hop in this world and be my brakemen and conductors. So that could be very cool. So we'll talk in our private Discord chat. And again, if you are a channel member, you do get access to our Discord server that has a couple of private areas depending on where your membership level is. So it does give you some extra perks, and I try to send a little extra content, whether it's photos and videos, to that Discord, so y'all get some extra train content. And then again, we try to have some sort of community game night and other things as I'm able. And now that some things are settling, I will go into that later potentially. You know, we'll have a little more time to do that. So, ZVK doesn't have Railroader. Well, what are you doing, my guy? So. All right, come on, nice and gently. Yes, CVK would be peanut gallery, as is tradition. Okay. Go ahead, take that handbrake off. Oh, wait, I can be out of, that's right, I'm out of the first-person mode. Ha-ha! Now we're in second or third. Yes, that's how it works. All right, so we got a lot of stuff going to Cherokee Coal, looks like. So, alrighty. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going for the new coal mine. So with that, let's just go, as they say in the old country. Let's go ahead and get my guy on here. Okay. Yeah, because then once we make this delivery, we can come back. And I don't know. I don't think there's a second drop coming today. As far as like in-game. But I know that we'll have some more cars that need to come in the near future here. All right, come on. Open or wide. And yes, Gary, and good reminder that if you don't have access to the YouTube channels and you are a channel member, make sure your YouTube's connected to Discord. That way you have access to those areas. So, and Jordan Freeman, you are correct. That bell is off of Dollywood 70. I love that bell. Okay, let's get the headlight back. Alrighty, so it feels nice to actually have a little more power here. Yeah, this is definitely going a bit better than what we did previously. Although we are going for Cherokee Coal, which means that I think I'm going to have to reverse in. So I hope that I can make it to Ela and then have the right amount of stuff to do this. So we'll see. Yeah. And Sadie, I know all about that. I saved up for a better graphics card earlier last year. Now I think I've got a 3070 in here. And of course, like when the new ones came out, like the 50 series, Rex was like, "Oh, Muck, you got to trade with me. Like, I'll go get like a 50 and I'll give you my old 40." I'm like, "But I already have a better graphics card that should last me a little bit." So maybe one day I'll get another graphics card. But yeah, they could be expensive, but they definitely help out. And Bandon, you're wrong. You're not wrong that I might need to double the hill. But Cherokee Coal is not as high as Birdtown proper. So this is Cherokee Coal. So basically, I need to stick on the main line and then probably just back up to it. Yeah. Okay. We have a plan. Yeah, Sadie, I used to have a GTX 1080 as my graphics card, and that did a lot for me. I will give it that. It worked for a number of years, but now that has been. Does JSJ have that card now? I think JSJ has that card now. Rex helped build him a PC and slop that in, so. All right. Okay, so we got 1,100 tons, and we're cruising for a bruising. Oh yeah, this little locomotive I think is gonna struggle just a bit going uphill. Oh, that's right. It's in the streaming PC. That's right. Okay. That red also doesn't seem right. Let me fix it real quick. Yeah, it needs to be a darker red, like actually red. Yeah, that looks better. And hello there, White Pass aficionado. Welcome. Don't harass the Rex people. Rex can do Rex things. Thoughts on the LNER? I don't know much about British Steam, but I know they had cool stuff. So, yes, that is my official I know what I'm talking about answer. And Jordan's saying, I've been going to Dollywood for 30 years and seen it grow and expand over time. I was going to be at Dollywood today, but I'm still recovering from a week-long camping trip I got back from 2 years ago. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you had an awesome trip. And then I'm actually going to be, I know that feeling. I just spent the last 2 days near Lancaster, PA for an event. And I feel like I'm going to be home for 2 days, and then I'm going to be down at Disney World. And White Pass aficionado apparently now owns a G-Scale 440 painted in the White Pass, and now looking for a G-Scale parlor car. Well, if you're looking for parlor cars that are already made, both Aristocraft, I believe, and then oh wait, I could just stay on this track. That's right, I don't need a switch there. Aristocraft and Bachmann did make stuff in G for the White Pass, so I would consider doing checking that out if you're looking for something already made. But obviously, there's a ton of stuff that you could repaint or just re-letter if you really wanted to. Also in debt again, I know that feeling. Also, when can we expect more Railroad Tycoon content? So we have two options. Either We can play this for a bit, because we've been playing for about an hour. I can play for basically another hour, hour and a half, basically as long as we get through all the stuff for Birdtown, and then I can switch over to a level in Railroad Tycoon 2 tonight if you guys want to see that. I might be able to do that tomorrow, but sometime between now and Thursday, I do need to pack and do some laundry in advance of my trip to Walt Disney World. So, we shall see. Let me know in the comments what you might like to see, what you might want to do. And we'll try to make that happen in some way, shape, or form. Okay. All good on the Penn Central. Welcome. Where is our engine? There it is. So we actually have some decent speed going on it now. I think it helps that I think it's slightly downhill to the bridge at Ela and then uphill again from there. So you'll see as we come around the 30 curve, as I'm expertly calling it. Man, people really want to see Railroad Tycoon 2 apparently. Yeah, so how about this? Once we get all the cars sorted for Birdtown and stuff, maybe we do a level tonight or something. Because I don't have a lot that I need to do in the next 24 to 48 hours other than that. So, all right. So let's continue to follow this trackage here. I have no idea if there's any sharper, but we'll see. So other than the fact that we're about to go under some wires, which probably need to be raised up or moved, we're coming into Lower Birdtown. Okay. So we're coming into our sorting yard here at Lower Birdtown. You also see there's an engine facility here. There's also a tank and a coal tower. You see we have a powerhouse over here. We have a lot of cool stuff to check out at Birdtown proper. And again, thank you to Rex for allowing us a bit of an early access look at what's coming down the pike. Okay, so I'm going to start slowing down because we need to switch over this bridge. And then if we're going to shove up the Cherokee coal, that's what we need to do. So, looks like we got diesel fuel, some other fuel, and then mining supplies. Okay, yeah, we have a little bit to go, so let's go ahead and lay off the brakes. Okay, yeah, this is all going up there. Wait, where is Cherokee coal? Hold on. Is Cherokee coal... It's over here, right? Cherokee coal. Yes. Okay. And then all of these drop-off points are back there. Okay. So... there we go. Okay. Definitely blew through a crossing, but, just what it is. Yeah. And if we do end up doing Railroad Tycoon 2 tonight as well, I'm still on the original missions, not the second century stuff. So I think we're still in the Europe campaign, so we'll probably do one of those if we do that. So, all right, come to a nice little calm stop here. Alrighty. Okay, so let the brakes release. Let's go ahead and kick that Johnson bar a little bit further back. Okay, here we go. So we're going to have to shove over here, cross over this, go across the crossing, back up. Let's get this switch thrown. It might be the France one, because we just did the Orient Express and the German one. So, might be abandoned. All right, so let's see. So we'll back up here. So this is the new Cherokee area. You can see it has some different things actually as a chute for the coal. And then we'll just go ahead and shove that as far back as we can. And you can see we literally found the end of the map. So, okay. So are we actually... We're trying to get there. Okay. So it might take us a minute or two to back up to Cherokee Coal, but we'll get there. We will get there. So we'll continue to back up here. Okay. Yes, Rex. End of the map for now. There it is. There it is. Sorry. Forgot that I tabbed out to check one thing real quick, so apologize on that. But all right. So we're going a whopping 11 miles an hour. We haven't quite hit the grade yet, but we're about to. So I hope I have enough juice to make it up here. Yeah, and Mean Metal Mike, I have tried to get Railroad Tycoon 3 to work on my computer, and I don't know whether there's a patch or something with Steam that it doesn't like, but it doesn't like to play nice. And whenever I've been able to make it work, I can get to like work once, and then it doesn't. So, you know. Okay, so we'll get this over here. Alrighty. Let's get a little more speed maybe as we go up here. Okay. Maybe we get a little more speed. I will say I really do like the look of this engine with the road name and then the number on the tender like that. I think it looks just really nice. I am worried about our coal because we've almost gone through a ton of coal since taking on that additional bit. So hopefully we have enough to get done what we need to do. Water's not a problem, it's the coal. And we have hoppers out to get filled, but they just haven't come back yet. So, okay. We are slowing down. How far are we back here now? Okay. So it looks like it continues up, There's like one hump and then it flattens out. So hopefully we'll have that here and we can get there. But yeah, we're shoving up to get there as best as we can. But it is interesting to see how like different corners of the map can be used. So obviously with Birdtown, you've got the Ela area that's being expanded upon as best as they can. Originally, I had told Rex, like, wouldn't it be fun if there was like a logging branch line that went up here and then like zigzagged into the hills? And he said, no, put a coal mine. So, you know. All right. We are slowing down. Worst case scenario, I can always go get those 440s and still use them to help shove us up the hill. But oh, we'll see. Yes, the G16 is the big, strong locomotive of the railroad right now. Let's see. If I do 9.9, yeah, less than a 1% grade. What's this though? Oh, it's gonna get steeper before it gets better. So I might make it, I might not. I'm going to go ahead and give her a little more steam just to see if we can continue to shove up here. But this thing is working her heart out. I think we're hitting the 1.2 right now. I wish we had a little more momentum to get up here. I don't know if we're going to make it now. Come on, little train, go. Come on, little train, go. Again, once I get some of this weight up here, I think it's flat. Let's see here, come on. Yeah, it's flat. Wait, who put the brakes on? Oh. Well, that's not going to help us. Oh, I might have just did it to myself in a bad way. All right, come on. Give her everything. Give her everything. Me thinks we aren't not getting up this hill. Oh boy, come on. Just crest the heavy part. Get a little bit of weight on the flat. Get a little weight on the flat. Oh, we're gonna need to go back get those other locomotives. Damn it. Okay, fine. Put a 20-pound set on you. Think about what you've done. And we're going to go get help. All right. Somehow this is all Midland's fault. But, you know, we'll leave that for the future brains. All right, so good thing I kept these locomotives and didn't sell them just yet. Oh, do I need to recouple? Looks like I do. And Alex Beck, I do have faith in it, but I just don't have enough pulling power right now for the amount of coal hoppers we had. So we'll use these to get her up the hill. And hopefully that'll get us somewhere. And yes, it is the Whistle for Polar Express. Thank you for asking. Alrighty. Walt Disney World has a better railroad than Disneyland, I think. I know it's longer. I do like the Disneyland Railroad quite a bit, but we'll see what happens with other stuff here. Let's go. And we may need to stop for water. I don't know if these jar switches can handle 32. Ooh, okay, we're good. And Southern 207 Hobbies, hello. Good to see you again. Yeah, I might go ahead and just get some water in here just so we have a little extra oomph for what we're doing. So yeah, we'll stop down here at Whittier proper. Go ahead and get that stuff. Okay. Come on, you. Let's go ahead. Okay. Thankfully, these are not huge tenders, so they'll take like 2 seconds to refill on water. So let's just make sure that we actually get them full of water. That way we're not even more up a hill without a tender. Whatever that word is should be. Okay. What's the factor of adhesion for the 440s? 3.8. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, almost full. Let's go ahead and move the second locomotive up. Get that cap back down there. Yes, dry choo-choo equals very bad time. Anyone will tell you that, and they'd be correct. Okay. Shit. Now, if I paid attention to my brakes, that'd be great. Okay, that should do it. All right. Okay, so this should not take too much longer. Okay. All right, let's get to that chooch. Yeah, dry chooch equal big boom, and we don't want the big boom. Oh, throttle. Haha. Where did I get my playlist? That is actually my musical group in an upcoming release. You guys are hearing a little early. So that is my own music that my group has recorded. And I run the Peacherine Ragtime Orchestra. So. So with this, we're not going to bother to turn them around. When we get to that bridge, we're going to go ahead and cross it. That way, you know, we can just go ahead and shove those cars up the hill. Nice. Glad you enjoyed. Alrighty. So let's go ahead, throw this switch. That way we're good. We'll just follow this puppy as we go across. And we take down all of the telephone and telegraph wires with us. And yes, Celestial, that is not from a like piano playing tutorial play. This is my own group, and that is actually me on the piano playing for that one. So. Okay. So here we go. Oh. Well, I guess the other train will head to us, so let's go back to our engine. Just kind of keep an eye out for it as it comes up the hill here. Then hopefully we can get it to where we need to. Wait, why am I doing this in first person? Oh, well. Okay, well, there's my guy. So that means we're getting closer. And Celestial, this music has not been copyrighted yet, or at least copyright claimed yet, so we're going to keep using it until such time. So. All right, there we are. There's our train. Okay, let's see here. Okay. And now, by the power vested in me by the People's Republic of your mom, let's go. All right, come on, train. I know we still have some weight. Come on. Are the brakes coming off? Yep, there it goes. Yeah, the thunder of the mountains. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, as long as we can get all this more or less up to the mine, we're good to go. Yeah, looks like we're finally making it over the hill. Okay. Okay. So we're finally approaching where I need to. Is 15 along for the ride? 15. It was double headed. It was cut in. So you know. Alrighty, so let's see. Alright, we're putting it where it needs to go. Okay, so the question is, how far can we bring these cars back? Because I have a feeling that we may need to split this cut across 2 tracks, and that's not including the stuff that then needs to be gone to like over here. Actually, the fun thing is this is only tier 1, so imagine tier 4 or 5 of the amount of coal cars up here. That could be insane. Okay, come on. Oh, I'm going to hit that bumper. Okay. Go ahead, put a 20-pound set on. Yeah, I still have hoppers, so I got to move. So let's go ahead and get you back to the train. Okay, let's see. I'm going to need... Let's cut the train here. I'm going to need some frickin' frack on here, a.k.a. I need handbrakes. Handbrake. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 handbrakes should be enough. Okay. And then that'll then dump. So I need to make sure. Okay. Go ahead, look away from the cut. I need to stop. Stop the train! Okay. Also, Arctic Grey Wolf, you are not helping me right now. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and put a 20-pound set on. Go ahead, pull the cut letter up. Do that. We got to set some handbrakes again. So, what's Arctic doing? Don't worry. There's a mod chat that Arctic's encouraging me to make very bad choices. So, all right. So we've got a couple of hoppers, or not hoppers, tankers to deliver, and then we have some mining supplies. So let's do that. So I don't know where that is. So let's see. We have Cherokee Coal D1. So I'm assuming that's diesel fuel. So D1 goes there. And then C1 is next to it. Okay. So basically, we need to cross over these tracks. And then we'll cross over. Well, to give you all context, there's a Galloping Goose made by AccuCraft that in a server that the mods and I and a few other people share, I've been keeping track of this Galloping Goose for a few weeks. And there's one that's brand new, but it's frankly very overpriced. And the price just dropped by a quarter. It's still overpriced. So I'm tempted to message the seller and say, you know, this thing is, you've overvalued it. No one's going to buy at that price. You know, if you drop it to this level, I would consider purchasing it from you. And basically leave that as my enticement of, you know, kind of get your crap together and you will have a purchase here. So, you know. All right, so let's go nice and slow. I'm thinking, yeah, we'll just cross over here. We'll then cross back to do the drop off of the boxcar. We'll go from there. Okay. Come on, nice and gentle. Get over the switch. And Colin Black, hello, welcome. Okay, let's see. Need to get the diesel oil and the oil load matched up just right. And Colin Black, the reason we have 3 locomotives is because there's a lot more to this load than just these 3 cars. So, we just dropped off like 30 or 40 hoppers. So, okay. Go ahead, get that angle cock. And let's go ahead and drop off this beat of stuff. Yeah, you missed a lot of hopper cars. Yeah, good point. The weakest Connie in this game is stronger than 2 of these engines combined. Okay. Let's go ahead, bring her to a stop. And then let's go ahead, back up. We'll drop off that final boxcar here. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and just get this all lined in. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's the General.
Hold on. Wait. Does my voice sound kind of funny to you?
It always does, but that's beside the point. You do sound a little buzzy.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
He is Buzzbox McGee, ladies and germs. Okay. All right, so we've got all the cars delivered out to the mine, which means we might start producing some hopper-dopper car loads. So, all right. Okay, so we've made the deliveries we need to make. And we'll see where the cars spawn out once they are unloaded or loaded or however it happens. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of hoppers here now. And yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and just let them coast a little bit.
Do it.
Oh. I see how you have this set up.
That's still you wanted my opinion.
Yes.
That's still a lot of money. But if it makes you happy.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if I message the seller at that rate that Rex mentioned, and I'm going to send the guy the listings to Train World of, like, the other ones to be like, just so you know, like, what you're working with, like, I'm not just BSing you, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, for reference, I mean, I've seen stuff off of, like, brass trains, like, actually, was that Goose? Is that Goose number 5? Yeah, there was a Goose number 5 that sold on brass trains a while back for like $9.95.
Yeah.
But that being said, it is a very nice looking goose. The grouse.
Yeah. And then we just
galloping
label
grouse.
it the M8, re-letter it to East Broad Top, and then it's a true abomination.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. But General,
Yeah.
did I send you the photos of the 2 cars I did get today?
No,
the
you did
Strasbourg
not.
Train Shop.
You didn't send me the Muppet thing.
I didn't send you. Oh, I did send you the Muppet thing. That's right. So.
That's how I feel like. That's how I feel at work every day.
Yes.
Rolling around at the speed of...
Okay, so General, I sent you this listing before, but now I'm sending it to you in the sense of this is what I got. one of the 2 cars.
Okay.
And then the other one.
How is the new Birdtown, by the way?
New Birdtown is great.
I haven't seen it. Where'd you put it?
In it's probably in G-Gage chat.
Oh, yep, I see it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then I got this one, the Conoco one. Each car was $99.
Ooh. That does not sound bad.
Well, considering they're normally around 150 to 200 bucks.
Yeah, 170 direct off of live Steam station. So yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, so that I think is a justified, like, at that price, it's foolish to not do that. You know. And it was at the shop that Midland made us spend money at last time, so.
Yeah, I figured when you mentioned the bird.
Yeah.
The bird. How was the bird?
I was only at the bird for like 5 seconds. I literally took like 3 videos of it coming in and then left.
Oh, so I thought you. All right.
Well, I was on business nearby, so.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't actually ride the train or anything?
No, I watched the last train of the day come in. If the train had one more run, I probably would have ridden just for the sake of I could.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
In other news,
welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, hi, howdy. It has been a long time. What is that abomination of a lash up you got going on there?
So we're doing what I'm calling the Eras tour.
The Eras
and no,
tour.
I am not a Swiftie. So before anyone starts saying, "Oh, he likes Taylor Swift," he's calling it the Eras tour. No, literally the save is like over time we can get bigger and better engines because we've now progressed in time. So last time we only had these 2 440s. This time we used our big more money to get a little bit more better power. However, the power is still not powerful enough, and it's also almost out of coal. So,
moving on up.
Moving on up. Yeah.
In other news, they relisted it. The number 24.
Oh.
Yeah. Still at the same price. Still has 5 days or 6 days pretty much left on the bidding. And still 0 bids.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say that they were like, it felt like they were kind of short with me in a sense of when I made that counter offer, but it did kind of feel like to me they kind of nipped me off, I guess, if that makes sense.
I get that.
Like, I thought I made a reasonable counter offer, sort of like a meet me in the middle type deal, and they pretty much were just like, yeah, nah, good luck. Screw you, don't let the door hit you on the way out type thing.
Yep.
And this is now listing number, I'm not sure. They've done it a lot of times, and no one has shown any interest in it. They do have a G-Gauge M Nevada, though.
Well, that G-Gauge M Nevada actually might be F-scale. Send me the listing, I'll tell you if it is. And thank you, JSJ, for the $10 donation. General, you know what to do.
What?
That's what.
Do I know what to do?
That's what JSJ says.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Wait, I think I know what to do. Hold on. I might know what to do.
Well, Seymour, I
Oh.
made it. Despite your directions.
Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an...
No?
I don't know if that's it or not, but
I can keep doing it. Sound bore. All right.
unforgettable luncheon.
Ah.
Oh, you gods! My roast is ruined! But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
I don't know if he wants soundboard chaos or if he just wants this.
Skinner with his crazy explanations. The super
Not strictly steamed hands. Okay. Well, in that case, let's see. Brace for impact, I suppose.
This will be the night that they speak of for generations.
Scenes of the steam plans we're having. Steam plans.
Yeah, look at that. Look at all those dollary dues.
Oh no.
ladies
Is
and
that
gentlemen,
enough?
this is how I get demonetized.
Could be. Is that enough? More? Less?
I think we're good.
Anyways, yes, I put the thing in the thing in the place in the thing in the thing with the place and the stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, General, would you like to play some Railroader? Would you like to play some Not Railroader? Would you like to discover and discuss the true meaning of life together?
We could. Or we could go on an adventure based off of the hit animated movie Treasure Island.
Is it Muppet Treasure
Or
Island?
Treasure Planet, excuse me.
Oh, I know what he's picking up. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like just a little bit more deliveries that I need to do in here. That way I can give everyone a nice 2-hour stream. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me take a look at your eBay listing here. That is
It's-
F scale, or 1 to
It's the
20.3.
same- Yeah, it's the same. Excuse me, it's the same seller as the other one. Oh, they also have this thing.
They do have a scratch on the smokestack though.
I'm not gonna. I'll put it this way. I'm not gonna pay that much for that. They got that thing. And that thing. They got the two little funky little logging locomotive things.
Oh God, that's hideous, but also intriguing.
Yeah, it's got the winch on it.
I'll show you something with a winch on it.
Ooh. They also apparently have Grizzly Flats passenger cars. So if I understood it correctly, this is basically some dude who's trying to sell a lot of his stuff. He's like older in age, and him and his wife are trying to sell stuff so she doesn't have to deal with it. Type thing. At least that's what I got from the initial message that I had back and forth between us.
I see.
But that being said, they clearly were not super flexible on some of the pricing.
Yeah. All right.
Like,
so
it's
we're gonna
not
go.
priced to move yet.
Yeah. All right. So for those watching, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish up with these last few deliveries here, for the Whittier Sawmill, and then General and I are gonna go do some stuff. We won't do Railroad Tycoon tonight. We might do it tomorrow. Worst case scenario, we'll try to get something in before I leave on Friday. But we'll get this kind of sorted out for tonight, and then we'll stop. It does feel good to be back to Railroader though, and I've had a lot of trains in my life recently. So, both in real person and in fake person.
Ooh.
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 I think General just got excited for people.
Well. Hold on. Stand by.
Standing by.
There you go.
Why did you send me that? Oh, it's only 2 truck. Never mind. I'm fine.
Okay. But, live steam.
So General just sent me a live stream Shay. Live stream 2 truck Aster Shay, which
Live stream?
yeah, fuck off.
The live stream 2 truck?
Yes.
It is 3-cylinder though.
It is 3-cylinder, but it's only 2 truck. And actually, it looks. Is it this Japanese one that we looked at before?
I thought that, but no, it doesn't look like it because the Japanese one had like the really weird flared stack,
Interesting.
and it was actually the Japanese one we looked at was actually like the listing called it like the Kiso
Dilla?
forestry management
The
shape.
Kiso Dilla?
Yes, the
Get it? 'Cause
Kiso
it's
Dilla.
funny.
Yes, the funny.
And GVK, thank you for the $10 saying one more soundboard.
Oh,
General, if you
okay.
would.
Okay.
Anyway.
Here we go, green flag. Biggity, biggity, biggity. Let's go racing, boys.
JD's 24-hour drive-through Polygon Auto Parts Pharmaceutical Adult Gift Bait and Tackle Discount Cigarette Outlet.
JD's, what a southern boy needs.
Here we go, green flag. Biggity, biggity, biggity. Let's go racing, boys.
And we have the job!
Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes.
The finest eating establishment ever
Set to M for minute, when it should be set to W for Wumbo.
Train too slow.
You know, I think it's funny as hell because I see like the dips in the viewer count whenever the soundboard goes, and then you give it like 10 seconds, and then it comes back. It's actually quite fascinating.
I got one more in me if you want. Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, why not?
Bonus sound.
Ah! I hate that. I hate that so much.
Also, that little Aster B1 is still there. The one that looks like it got dropped on its face.
Yeah,
It's
someone
bad.
in a different server had posted a link to that K20 or K37 that we all looked at one point.
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
I know, but I was like, my guy, like, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah,
No.
it's still there.
It's busted.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's busted, but it definitely doesn't look like it. Looks like it's worse for wear. And I do still know of a place that may or may not have a 440 live steam for less money than the number 24.
Interesting.
There's also a surprising amount of like Japanese live steam locomotives on here for some reason right now.
Okay, let's see. I need to get handbrakes off this silly thing. Okay, where's the other handbrake?
Ooh.
And Mean Metal Mike, that sounds interesting. I wish I had stopped in, but I am not in the market for a steam whistle.
Hey, you like German stuff, right?
Depends on what the German thing is, but yes.
I think this is German. Looks German. Come on. I just posted it in the thing. I think that's German anyways. Definitely European. Gone very quiet.
Sorry. I am focusing on switching and also maybe making a life decision that involves telling a seller that his thing is way overpriced and I will buy it at this price.
Hey, you're gonna do like I did.
Yes.
And probably get rejected like I did.
Oh, I probably will. I'm fully aware that I will. But, you know, I want to go in like, I don't want to say armed because that's not the right way to do it. But, you know, just be like, look.
Locked,
you know,
loaded, here's the facts.
Like, here's the thing. You know.
I mean, that's the thing too, is like with the number 24, I think the guy says he bought it used like years ago, and he claims that the price he told me he'd sell it to me for was less than what he spent on it. And
yeah.
I don't want to tell him, but I think he got ripped off.
Yeah.
Because average, from what I've seen, average going price of that is like 22, 23 at the highest for a used one. Maybe a little more. I don't know. Everyone thinks they got the diamond in the rough. The one piece.
The one ring to rule them all.
Yes.
Okay, so I can go ahead. Paper mill is up here. Sawmill is there. So, go ahead and move this stuff around.
What is this? Oh, that's adorable. That's absolutely adorable. Apparently, LGB at some point did a collaboration with stuffed animals, and this is the not that one. This is the result. Hold on. I'll also post this in the same spot.
Let's go, trains. Let's move.
Let's go fly a kite. No.
Yes.
Actually, it's looking kind of stormy outside, so maybe not. Unless you're Ben Franklin, in which case, go nuts.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So I need to get another car in there. Let's go ahead. Move that in.
I found another 2 truck. The longer you take, the more stuff I will find. This is a threat.
Yes, I know it is.
I found more Japanese live steam for some reason. And the ferry meet again. What did I miss over the weekend, by the way?
Let's see. What was I doing this weekend? Oh, I had the rules class with the railroad, so I'm rules qualified for being on the trains. So
Excellent.
There's that. I don't know. You know, things are just they're what they are.
Kinda
We played
just
a lot of
bump
repo.
along.
Yeah.
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 Figured as much. That game's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. Okay.
Could do that.
Good.
Hey there, can I take your order?
Yeah, can I get a fucking...
Wow. Did I really just do that while talking?
What?
Kind of like whatever.
I don't know. What did you do?
I don't know.
I don't know. Also, Celestial, I can't remember if that's from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or if it's from Mary Poppins. Do you remember?
Okay. Oh shit! Did I put this?
Oh,
in the...
you should-
Damn it! I stopped too early.
You should know these kind of things. You are the resident musical expert. Speaking of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you know what I had stuck in my head for some reason the other day?
Wait, hold on. What was stuck in your head?
You remember the scene where they're kidnapping the grandpa and he's in the outhouse and he's singing the Posh song? I don't know how it even came up in my head. What is this?
Okay. Well, I just messaged the seller about the goose.
And?
We'll see.
And?
I lowered the price considerably.
Excellent.
So, for those who are continuing to follow the Angry Ragtimer Galloping Goose saga.
The saga of, yeah.
Basically, I couldn't email the links to the other places because eBay being eBay. But I said, hey, I'm very interested in this goose. However, your price is way too high. If you Google other listings, I can't put the links here because of eBay. You can see that other places, including Brass Trains, Kaufman Auctions, etc., value these brand new around $1,000 a pop. And I said I would be more than happy to purchase it at $1,200 plus the $60 shipping. If you're willing to consider it, please let me know.
Okay.
So that'll essentially be half price of what he initially listed it for, and that would be something that I could realistically afford. So we shall see, because maybe by the end of the night, Ragtimer will get a message saying deal,
Deal.
And then I will purchase a Galloping Goose.
A
and then that'll be the
grouse.
last train I get for myself as my 2024. No, 5. We're in 25. My 2025 birthday present.
Yes.
To myself. Other than the fact that I'm going to Disney on Saturday. So.
Yes. I found something you need.
Did you know?
Yes. Did you look at the other things I sent you?
I did.
The little 464?
Stand by. And thank you for sending the photo over, Mean Metal Mike. Let's see here. What is that, Allegheny? What?
That was the last thing I found.
Okay. Well, you people at home are going to see this because I want to make fun of General for this.
Why are you making fun of me for it?
So this is what General just found for comparison. It's a C&O Allegheny
Possibilities.
in live steam.
Think of the possibilities.
G-scale.
Coal-fired.
Coal-fired. No one needs that kind of power.
I actually saw someone with that kind of power at the show.
What did I just say, though? No one needs that kind of power.
You know how much one of those things weigh loaded? 70
lot.
pounds. A 70-pound G-gauge locomotive. Excuse me.
And Gunther844, thank you for following us on Twitch. Appreciate
Or
that.
it might have been 70 pounds unloaded. Either way, a lot.
Yes.
I did find a Japanese...
See, this is what happens, people. Literally, General and I start going down rabbit holes. Usually Midland is off on the side saying, well, is it something that you can realistically afford? Because if you do, then maybe you should consider.
It's in Germany. It looks pretty. I have a soft spot for tank locomotives. I'm not.
No,
gonna
Nick,
lie.
that's not the point. It's not donate towards the live steam Allegheny. First off, my layout will not have curves wide enough to accommodate it. Second, I'm not going into live steam yet. Third, I still don't have a layout.
That's right. He's
Other
not
than a
going into
circle
live
track
steam,
in my
but you
basement.
too can help. You too can help donate to the General's live steam slush fund. Also, I found that.
The GLSFF. Yeah. The General's Live Steam Slush Fund.
Yes.
God, that's a terrible nickname, but also very appropriate. Okay, so let's get those final cars over here. Is there anything else that I need to deliver car-wise? No, it looks like all the cars have been delivered. Eventually, we'll need to do a logging run up the hill, and then a pulpwood run, and then a passenger trip. But that can be waited for another time.
What the heck is this? That, sir, is not live steam.
Yeah. Also, for those who are wondering, like, would Angry get a big boy for the G gauge? No. I've had too many people message me about that on Discord. No big boy. I am going for American narrow gauge.
What if you kit bash a big boy into a narrow gauge locomotive? Nah.
No. Nor will I entertain anything bigger than a Uinta 2662. But
look, all I'm just saying is we can make the Rio Grande's dreams a reality. We've gone awful quiet at that.
no. Gunther 844 K36. I'm assuming you're asking if I will eventually, hopefully, have a K36 in G scale, or I'm sorry, in FN3. But today is not that day. A big boy with outside counterweights on a narrow gauge line, no. What narrow gauge would be able to support a narrow gauge big boy? None of them. That's a terrible idea, and you people need to get that out of your heads. I swear to God.
I mean, technically the Rio Grande might have the loading gauge for it.
I mean, technically the Broad Top had standard gauge loading gauge for a lot of its line. The tunnels were the only problem points.
I mean, the Rio Grande also did have their, what were they? The big, didn't the Rio Grande actually have articulateds?
On standard gauge, yes.
Yeah. Well, didn't they like standard gauge part of the narrow gauge line and run them over it, or no?
I mean, they standard gauge a lot of the narrow gauge, which is why the narrow gauge went away.
Yeah, you're right. I did find this. I had to see it, now you're going to have to see it. It's going in general.
God damn it, General. I'm over here trying to make deliveries and be a good choo-choo boy. And a narrow gauge AE, no. Now you people, now like the floodgates have opened. You're like, well, what if he does this? What if he does that?
What if we do one of those two last things I just sent in general chat? Garion with the instant WTF.
No.
Yes.
It looks cool, but no.
Yes.
A narrow gauge Y6B would be hilarious.
No to which one?
I'm looking at the Livesteam KPE VP8.
Oh, you're still down there in G scale.
What the hell is that crap? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm worrying.
I'm just saying, we can make the Rio Grande's dreams a reality.
All right, so people, I've just mentioned that General's insane. I'm going to show you on the screen what General just sent me, and I want everyone to boo this man.
Take a New York Hudson, make it 2-foot gauge.
Look at that crap. Wait, that's not even the thing I want to grab. Here, wait.
What'd you grab?
Don't worry about it. Look at that crap. Look at this. It's an abomination. It's a 2662 K something. That's atrocious. And then, God.
It'd be a K72.
And then look at this. It's a fucking Garrett. Captain Crutch, you're wrong. Why are you booing him? He's right. He's wrong. Y'all, I hate this so much. All right, everyone's got their look in? Good. It's going away. We're going to finish up switching.
I think it needs to happen.
God, you people just have no life.
I mean, technically speaking, I have unrestricted access to a machine shop and assets that could make that happen. Hence why I'm trying to build a live steam Argent locomotive. Technically speaking, just purely hypothetically speaking.
Yes.
Purely hypothetical.
Okay, so PB1 is going out to the All right, we're ending with some Dutch dropping, people, because when you are dropping this much weight, you got to go Dutch. Yes, many people are booing you, General, and I feel so proud that they are.
Well, to be fair, they were it's smaller than what the Rio Grande was actually planning.
That doesn't make it any better.
Hold on. There you go. Let's see. There's one. Copy that. Into here. Here's 2. And then here is the 3rd concept. I believe this is the flat. No, they had a couple more concepts. By Alco.
Okay.
And this one actually was outside frame, I believe.
Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hey, Angry.
Yeah.
This last one I'm putting in there is a 2662 original inquiry by the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad.
Frickin' Tweetsy.
Imagine it articulated on the Tweetsy.
I hate this future. I hate this alt timeline.
The future is now, old man.
What'd you call me?
You heard what I said. Tractive power of 1026D 329.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead, fill up on whatever water we need. Just get a Sumter one and letter in for Tweetsy. There we go. Banded with the ideas. Appreciate it.
Yes. This thing. What does it say for tractive effort? Does it mention tractive effort?
Okay, I really don't need water. So.
57,466. That's the number I'm seeing. Total weight in working order 193,000 pounds. Or excuse me. 193,000 pounds. Yes.
Okay, let's see. I need to back up.
Wall Street's
Just
fell
back
here with
there.
the power reversed me.
Alrighty. So we're tied down. We have given us a 3-step, if you will. And then our old locomotives we have sent to the scrapper to make us money, which we can then use for bigger locomotives. So,
apparently,
go ahead.
I'm gonna ruin your evening. Apparently, the White Pass was also looking at articulated.
Well, with that, people, I think we are good. Thank you so much for.
It was gonna be a 2662.
God. So thank you for tuning in for our stream where we checked out more of the upcoming Birdtown mod and then did some other switching. Next time we do this, we'll advance a few more years. We'll be able to potentially get a bigger locomotive, especially now that we're selling those little 440s. But we also have ordered a lot more cars for down here, so we're going to be busy with Birdtown for a while. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll also take care of some logging and some passenger stuff. We'll see if we get some more people on. But thank you again for watching. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to the streams. We're going to plan for one more stream this week, probably on Thursday. We may do an extra one, like a bonus one tomorrow on Railroad Tycoon 2, but like a dead guy in a glass coffin remains to be seen. So we'll figure that out as we go. Thank you again to all the channel members, all those who have donated, and all of our friends on Twitch and YouTube. So thank you again for the support. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.